Welcome back. After Democrats turned a blind eye to young men in 2024, or rather, better stated, offended, turned off, pushed away young men for the past several years into the last decade, there's some soul searching coming from the left, and this time from former President Obama.
I will say, as quote unquote progressives, Democrats, progressive parents, enlightened ones, we've made that mistake sometimes in terms of our rhetoric, where it's like we're constantly talking about it, what's wrong with the boys instead of what's right with them. We rightly have tried to invest in girls to make sure that there's a level playing field, but we haven't been as willing, I think, to be intentional about investing in the boys.
Man, I tried to figure out why he was talking that way, and I think I did. He's not being intentional about his words. He's trying to cover all his bases, and we've propped up girls, and that's good. Just say it, man. Say it. You vilified men. And maybe now that message can get to the rest of progressives. Joining me now, UFC fighter Colby Covington. Colby, great to meet you. Great to have you on the show. What do you think about what you just heard there from former President Obama?
No better place on planet Earth to talk about masculinity than Michelle Obama's podcast, right, Will? We all know Michelle's an expert on masculinity. But seriously, boys they need more masculine role models in television, sports, and movies. I grew up with real men like Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movies that taught a whole generation about grit and the underdog story. These kids today get a woke and weak Superman and a QB for the Bears who paints his fingernails.
Yeah, but I even think it's more than just young men looking around at their environment and going, wow, the whole idea of masculinity isn't quote unquote popular. It's actually been vilified. Like, you've been vilified, by the way, Colby, and a lot of people have been vilified for being unabashedly masculine. Setting aside whatever you have to say from time to time, Colby, just being unabashedly masculine makes you the bad guy.
Yeah, it's sad. They're trying to create all these betas in this weak, soft generation. And, if the country keeps going that way, it's just going to make the country weaker and all the people in it. People need to be able to be masculine and deal with conflict on their own and be able to face that adversity head on.
Yeah. By the way, CNN's Jake Tapper, this is a flashback. He said this a while back, talking about the way his son voted, or he can't yet vote because he's only 15, but what his son's friends are thinking. Let's watch this.
My son is now 15 years old, and he's a gamer. He's a football fan, starting linebacker on his varsity football team. The Democratic Party has no way of communicating with him. They have no entree into his world. And in fact, it's interesting. I went on a left-leaning podcast, and they asked me about my son, and I said he was, he's a football player, and he wants to be a policeman. And their joke was about my 15-year-old son, oh, how does he feel about minorities? Like the idea that he wants to be a policeman, therefore he's racist, my son. And I thought to myself, this is why you are losing elections.
Hey, as I was listening to that, Colby, I was thinking about, I've been to several UFC events. It's really interesting how many fighters love and support Donald Trump. You are well known, by the way, but I was a little taken aback by how many guys, even some guys who aren't your friends like John Jones, everybody loves President Trump.
He's the man. You look at President Trump, first off, you see his work ethic. His work ethic is second to none. The guy sleeps like maybe 2 to 3 hours a night, and he's just constantly working, constantly pushing forward, not worrying about all the adversity in his life or all the smear campaigns. He just keeps fighting, and he's keep fighting to put America first and make this country great again. So I think a lot of fighters can identify with that.
Are we going to get you on the card at the White House lawn? Can we get you there? Maybe go up in weight class, fight Jones?
Oh, 100%. I'd fight Jones in an open weight class. So 100%, I got to fight there. The 250th celebration of America. What better way than to do it with the greatest promoters of all time, Donald Trump and Dana White and Hunter Campbell. So it would be my great honor to fight at the White House on July 4th, 2026.
All right. We look forward to seeing it. Colby Covington, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me, Will. Have a good one.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.